reducing the amount of rents and royalties here, which is just a line item title. It's really just the rents at the beach. That has to do with the fact that most of the rents out there did not start on October 1st as was originally anticipated in this budget. It also incorporates the fact that the second floor space has not been rented and we do not anticipate being rented before the end of the current year. It also reflects some changes in the amounts that are being charged for patio rental and so on. Some of those spaces are, smaller than we had originally anticipated as far as the rent goes. In the expenditure portion, you'll see that we have increased the casino building line by $180,000. That reflects the actual operating costs of the building. And the other portion that I know that we discussed back in March is this reduces the principal payment for the principal payment on the loan from the water fund and the insurance fund. It takes it out for 2013. If you recall, we discussed the need to postpone that given the fact that the revenues, which you can see are almost exactly the same amount of money, did not come in as anticipated.
For that beach parking.
The parking revenues we have left alone at this point. Those are estimated at $871,000. I was a bit worried about that as of February, March. However, April and May have parking revenues have come in at higher than the average. So I believe that we will, in fact, come very close to $871,000. It is possible that it might actually go over if usage, parking usage out there continues the way that it has during April and May.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Rosa?
And talk briefly about the pool. Does that reflect actually getting it open for some time period?
The $44,000 does not reflect getting it open at this point.
Okay.
And we'll come back to you with, we don't have Juan has not come to me at least with a fully fleshed out plan for doing that.
I believe I can address that. Yeah. I want to clarify that for you.
I think so too.
Clarify. It's a limited.
It's on,
yes.
It's inclusive.
Okay.
You were an applicant.
In our discussion, this included additional lifeguards. No?
If I may, the 44,000 represents, I got a couple proposals from some pool management companies that we're investigating and taking a look at to open the pool, like we talked before, at a reduced time frame, reduced number of days. That money will cover one of those potential contracts and some minor renovations we have to make to the bathrooms. There's some conduit we need to upgrade, things like that. I'm thinking it's going to be closer to about 35. The pool management contract, if we decide to go that way versus hiring our own staff, it's either or, the same cost pretty much.
What's the hours on that one?
Between 16 to 20 hours. We're looking at a contract of about $24,000 to run Thursday, Friday mornings, and then Saturdays and Sundays, like 10 to 6, 12 to 6. The days are negotiable, the hours are negotiable. It was just kind of the initial business model we looked at to try to get a price on so we could get our hands around something. That would be for the duration of the summer. We're looking at, I think it's 12 weeks. So you're looking at about 24 grand for 12 weeks. All the proposals we've got so far provide all the lifeguarding and provide for the ability to add classes, add swim classes, aerobics, as we move along. But the 24,000 will get the pool open. 16 to 20 hours we're looking at right now.
So what do you think is an estimated start date? In August? Or?
I'm waiting for one more proposal that I've given them a deadline of Friday afternoon, and then I will review them, make a recommendation to Mike, and we'll bring it forward probably by the 18th.
And then I'm comfortable with like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to get started.
Commissioner Zerdy?
Yeah, that was something that I think we had pretty good consensus on, that to try to do something for, and somewhere in the next after a couple of weeks, that's when they should start. School's out this week or next week, so if we feel good about that, maybe we should start letting that information get out to people so that they can know that that's.
Well, I think I'd rather the contracts be signed before we start to do it.
Yeah,
It's either in-house or, it's either gonna be in-house or out. So
I-
it's gonna happen.
The reason we did it the pool management way is because it's much quicker than us trying to do it in-house to hire staff and put it out. And we didn't want to lose 3/4 of the summer through that process.
Yeah.
Vice Mayor?
Thank you. I'm glad that there's a little bit of movement here. I'm getting some operational hours. But my concern is this is a finite program we're talking about here. So there'll come a point where that program stops and folks are going to still want to have the pool open. So is this just a Band-Aid, or is this, what are we doing here?
I think it's a buffer till we come up with a plan to present for a long-term solution, to keep it open. I mean, it's getting it open right away, so we can utilize the pool for
Well,
the summer.
I guess what I'm saying is I hope that that's in fact what we're doing here, because I really don't want to come back in 15 or 16 weeks and be told, oh, sorry, you had your 12 weeks in the sun and we can't do anything any further. You know, we need to find a way on a perpetual basis to, have some hours of operation eventually. And also, whoever comes in here, what provisions are being made for tracking of usage?
Well, if we sign an agreement with a pool management company, they will initially be our partner, and we will operate the pool together and track attendance. We'll have all statistics, just like when we had it, when we opened it and ran it ourselves. I'm confident that we'll be able to know what kind of usage we're getting during that time frame that we're paying for.
And my final comment along these lines, Madam Mayor, is while I appreciate, again, that we're doing this, what are we doing on the front end to advertise and promote it? So folks know that it's there, because, what's gonna happen is, if we don't promote it and we open it, nobody's gonna know it's open. Well, what are we gonna do on that? Are we doing anything?
We'll push it out through all our venues and get the word out and advertise it. Again, I just want to stress, there's no revenue offsetting this right now. And you heard last time my head kind of spun around when we talked about the beach fund in general. So we'll push the information once we get the details now. I don't want to push out information about the hours of operation until we're very certain and create a false expectation. And we'll track the numbers, we'll see how the business operates and how successful it is, and then we can make some decisions as we go for the following months. But again, this was not something that was planned for, it was not in the original business plan. We're trying to do this as best we can with limited, well actually negative resources in this case.
Yes, follow up.
Thanks. And finally, with respect to the beach fund itself, can we get a monthly report even by email? I'd like to know that the rents are all being paid on time, on the 1st, not the 2nd, on the 1st. I'd really be comforted to know that we're not allowing everybody to get behind like they did in the olden days. Have we had any problems with folks not paying?
We don't currently have any problems with people paying.
Currently.
Yeah, we had some disagreements with square
Business is
footage
good.
on the cafe areas.
We did.
That was an understandable set of circumstances, it wasn't an avoidance.
I understand we run a business here with our beach project, and I understand the concerns, and I'm not happy about the numbers either, but I think some of these issues we could address one-on-one with the city manager and not bring it before a public forum.
Well, looks like we're bleeding through the years here on this bad boy.
Right,
And,
well, I agree.
we're bleeding from the years, and all the predictions I made have come to pass.
Commissioner Rosa?
I'm good.
Mr. Carr?
Sorry.
Commissioner
I
Zerbe.
want to thank Juan, because I think he's done a good job searching out a lot of different alternatives here. He knows that this is a challenging thing, and he's got a million things going on, so I wanted to thank you, Juan. And I'm sure that you're going to come up even with some other creative solutions here as well. Thank you very much.
I do so.